Good evening. We are live here at AOC Salon. This is the Hairbrainz Alalon takeover. This is Darby. This is her amazing salon. She's been kind enough to welcome us here for 4 days for the Alalon Primary Shape course. We're currently on day 2 and most of these lovely people in this room have taken part in it. My name is Sam. This is my esteemed colleague Graham, and Graham is going to be doing a salon-friendly cut for you this evening. So Graham has prepared some of the haircut. How much have you prepared, Graham?
Thanks, Sam. So good evening, everyone. I'm really excited to be doing this. So I have pre-cut some of my shape. Let's just talk about my zones first. So I've worked with a rectangular section through the top. So I'm actually working, this is my model Natasha, Nat. I'm working with a side parting on the right hand side, and then my section is almost like a rectangle, so we have it quite straight here, and I actually separated that by just combing the hair across and pushing it so where it falls naturally through that zone. And then from here above the roundness of the head towards the front hairline here. So now what I'm working on, I'm working my internal lengths. So like I said, I've pre-cut, and I've pre-cut this side, and I've worked a longer internal length to externally shorter. So I'm actually building up length and weight towards the top of the head. My cutting by numbers in this area, so when we're talking about cutting by numbers, we're talking about the movement of the sections. So section 1 was combed out and cut on the base, and section 2 was actually directed back towards section 1, but my direction of the hair was straight out. So what I'm going to be doing, I've built up length and weight behind the ear. Now my choice of length, I needed to be really careful because Natasha has quite a jumpy hairline through here, so I didn't want to go too short in that area. So now I'm just going to continue on the right hand side, the left hand side, I'm getting it all confused. So I'm going to work with vertical sections, using the wide teeth for the comb to take the section. And I'm just going to pick up and I'm going to direct the hair straight out. But again, my cutting by numbers is back to the previous. So this is section 3 on my left side, and just bringing the hair back through here. Again, just really focusing on my body position, making sure I can see my root really clearly as I'm cutting.
Got some love coming through on the
Some
comments.
love.
The first comment is, please put her hand under the cape. So you'd be told. Angela Delmar says hi. Wayne says hi. Tony Sadiq says love. This is all for you, Graham.
For me?
Yeah.
No, for both of us.
Ronnie King is watching.
Okay. So I'm just taking a vertical section over the top of the ear. I'm just almost breaking the haircut into a different zone through there. So I'm just going to work behind the ear. Again, continuing with vertical sections. Just going to move Natasha's head here, just to help with my body posture. And again, making sure that I can clearly see my root as I'm working through here. Using the wide teeth of the comb to take the section, and then the fine side of the comb to apply tension to the hair. I'm just combing the hair once, cutting the hair and moving on. So we've had a great few days here in AOC Salon. Amazing hosts with Brian and Dalby. They've really been looking after us. And the team have done really great. You probably can see some of the work that's behind us, some of the lectures and the haircuts we can show you later on. Today, the team have been working on 2 looks. It's been a double workshop, so it's been quite a intense day. It was the first time the team had been cutting hair with us. But it's been turned out really great, hasn't it, Sam? We've done really well.
It's been an amazing 2 days. We're halfway through, so we've got 2 days left. Primary shape course is normally a 4-day course. The first day we have a lecture, which we've got all over the walls and tips and diagrams. Then we have a demonstration in the afternoon on day 1. Day 2, as I said, is a double workshop, so there's a lot of fried brains in this room, including ours. We've done a double workshop. We came in early, and now we've stayed to do a hair brain so we can share Graham's work with you. Tomorrow we've got a demonstration and then another workshop in the afternoon. But we're going to work with 4 different shapes over this week. And then on Tuesday we've got another double workshop. So hopefully there'll be loads of tips for people to take away with them. We get people to write everything down, we get them to draw it.
So now I'm just combing the hair down back into its natural fall to visually check. And again, just looking from the profile through here. So then that way I can check my shape visually and looking to see my build up of length and weight. So I'm working with vertical sections in this area because I wanted to control my danger zones through the top of the head and the length of the nape. The nape here, the length initially was actually sitting really nice, so the bend in the hair was working quite nicely. So I decided to take the length from the nape and built up through here so we get slightly longer in that area here. And I think now actually the bend on the hair is working really nicely, so the silhouette works really well through here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to continue by now taking vertical sections through the side of the head, and I'm going to bring all of that hair back to my last section, which was section 5 behind the ear here.
Antonio has asked, do you think the number system is always good to use?
So thanks, Antonio, for the question. Great for you to be watching. Me personally, and I think as a team, the number system works really well for us. So I'll give you an example. So in this scenario, through the back, I want to build up length that is balanced on both sides. So I know that on either side of the head, I took 5 sections. Now, if I took 10 sections on one side and 2 sections on another side, the haircut's not going to be balanced. So cutting by numbers helps with understanding about the movement of the section, but it also helps when it comes to actually understanding your balance. And cutting by numbers can be used vertically and horizontally, but also it can help you with actually when you're checking your haircuts as well.
I forgot to tell everyone where we are. So we're in Norfolk, Virginia. As Graham said, we've had an amazing time. Brian and Darby have been fantastic hosts.
Yeah.
They've got 2 salons here in Virginia. They've got one that we're in now, which is in Norfolk, and another one, which is the beach location in Norfolk Beach. Obviously, they're a Davines salon, and the Davines family.
Virginia Beach.
Virginia Beach, sorry, did I say Norfolk Beach?
Yeah.
Virginia Beach. So the Davines family, for me, it's a really unique thing. There's a real mindset with the people involved in Davines that could be at any level. It makes you feel very welcome wherever you are. It's really, really warm feeling to be part of Davines.
So just coming up to section number 7 through the front here, and you can see I'm just bringing all of the hair back. So my direction of hair is straight back into my cutting line, which is shorter externally and longer internally. And I'm really making sure that I can focus on my root. The root is key, understanding where the root needs to go.
Sorry.
There's some water.
It's coming, it's coming.
Water's coming. Yeah. So, just going to carry on.
Got it?
A little bit of water.
Do you want to introduce our model?
Oh, what? Hi.
Maybe not now.
Sorry.
Another time.
Natasha.
Feeling better?
Ready
yeah.
to go.
Good.
So, I'm just going to carry on. Combing the hair back. And combing the hair once. And cutting once.
Zoe's asked a really interesting question. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Do you ever watch back your haircuts?
Is she telling me to watch back my haircut? In all honesty, no. It's a personal thing. I know I need to start looking back at my haircuts, but I'm quite insecure. So maybe I should start watching them, Zoe. So yeah, thank you. But no, I haven't.
She's giving a laughing face. Maybe I should ask Zoe if she watches her haircuts. Let's see if she
So
says
now
anything.
I'm just going to come through and I'm cross-checking. So I'm literally now just dusting, checking my shape horizontally. So what we need is really important when you're cross-checking is making sure that the hair that you're checking is being combed to the same point that you cut it in the beginning. So how do I know that? I'm going to just show you. Ayla, if you zoom in on this part here. So what I'm looking for is the strength in my guide here. And that's how I know I've cut the hair in the right place. If I haven't got it in the right place, for instance, if I go lower here, can you see how it's quite soft in this area here? Or even if I lift the root slightly higher, so I'm going above base, you see again it goes very soft in that area there. So what I'm doing is I'm making sure I find the strength in my guide, and I know this is exactly where I lifted the hair through there.
So Helen's asking, Graham,
Helen, yeah?
what's
Hi,
the
Helen.
reason for tilting the head to the side whilst doing the side section?
Okay, great question. So the reason that I'm moving Natasha's head around is really more for me. It's for my body position, it's for my back posture, and it enables me to get my hands into the place that I want to. So I'm just going to carry on coming through section by section, just cross-checking this through there.
Yep.
What kind of scissors are you using?
So the scissors I'm using are our own brand. They're actually they're designed specifically for us by the creative team. It's an actual brand called Wings, but we've actually designed these ourselves. So the actual scissor is different from the rest of the other scissors. It's a little bit of a thinner blade. And it took a good, maybe 2 years to design them, wasn't it? With
Probably
like
longer, yeah.
prototypes coming back and forth. So making sure that everybody was happy with them.
Where can they get more information about the scissors in case anyone's interested?
So if you want any more information about courses or anything like that, or scissors, then go to our website, alanoneducation.com, and then on there we have information about all of our courses, and we have information about all of our products, scissors, combs. Even the comb I'm using today is one of our own combs through there.
We also ship internationally as well, I should add to that. So anything on that website you can get sent straight to you.
Yeah. So I'm going to start to put my external lengths in. I'm just going to dampen the hair down. I'm going to use a Davines product. I'm going to use a product called Dede. Really beautiful product. You can use this so much. It's a really light leave-in conditioner. It has red celery extract in it, if you want to know one of the ingredients in there. And beautiful products, Italian brand. And it's just really nice. You can put quite a lot of this product in the hair. So I'm actually using it almost to wet the hair down. So I'm using a combination of this and water as well. So I'm just going to dampen that down.
I think you read their minds. Everybody was wondering about
Yeah.
that.
What was that?
Everybody was asking what product you're using, and then
Ah,
as they
okay.
came through, you said it.
I said it. Okay, great.
Fiona says she loves this cut. Can I ask how you made your decisions for this haircut?
Yeah. So I've only actually met Natalia through photos. We had photos sent through from Dalby, and today was the first day. And when I was looking, especially in this area here, her hairline, I don't know if you can see that, grows quite strongly behind the ear. So I had to be really careful about my choice of length internally. I didn't want to take this area too short in the beginning. I wanted to leave some length and weight through there. So that's really what made me decide. I'm looking at what we like to call our fixed analysis. So your fixed analysis is things that you cannot change. So for instance, the hair type. So is it thick, thin, medium? Sorry, I'm just putting this in. So just quickly before I carry on about fixed analysis, I've just chosen a length where the hair bends. So I don't know if you can see where I started to cut that. The hair is just bending in on itself. So in that way, when Natasha comes to do her own hair herself, it's a lot easier. So I'm just combing the hair down to the natural fall and allowing the scissors to do the work. I'm not using any other tension. And I'm choosing a length that's going to sit around about lip level.
Do you change the position of the head when you establish your external shape?
In the beginning, I like to have the head more upright, but as I come through to the sides here, so I'm just going to dampen this hair down. I'm just going to move the head over to the side. This way it allows me to see my external length as I'm cutting it. But what I'm going to do is just going to make sure her chin is upright. And I'm just going to comb down to the natural fall. And again, around the ear, I'm going to be really careful. Just combing that down. Through
When you
here.
finish that, Graham,
Yeah.
Damon would like to know, would you do this cut on a curly hair?
Okay. So, Damon, in answer to that question, yes. I think the only thing that's going to change is your choice of length, because as we all know, curly hair is going to react on you. I think you just need to decide your choice of length before you cut, and then obviously make sure that the choice of length that you use on wet hair is going to be suitable when it's on dry hair. But yeah, for sure I can do that on.
Okay, Helen's just asked.
Yes.
She missed the beginning of the video. Did you start with a 45-degree angle at the nape?
Okay, great question, honey. So I'll run quickly through what I've done, and then we can talk about the second part of the question where you said 45-degree angle. So I'm starting the haircut by taking a section through the top and working with a side parting on the right side with a rectangular section. Now, what you just said to me about the 45-degree angle is something that we try not to use, just because it's very difficult to try and explain to someone where 45 degrees is on the head. So what we like to do is decide or talk about more in lengths. So I chose a length that is shorter in the nape, getting longer towards the top. I then decided my length horizontally and where I want the length to sit. So I decided that I wanted the length to be built up behind the ear. So then that told me my cutting by numbers and my direction of hair through there. I hope that answered your question.
Okay, Amy's just asked if all our courses are in London. A lot of our courses are in London. We have got some dates that we'd like to tell you about as well. So the primary shapes course that we're doing this week, which is our foundation, we have some dates in April, July and November. They're all on the website. If you would like to go to a class that was more international, it'd be best to email us on info@aloneducation.com and we can get back to you a bit more personally rather than look at the website. You can actually book and pay for our courses on our website at your own convenience, which is something we've just started, which is working quite well. We did 35 countries last year, I think, was it?
Yeah, but it's now actually slightly changed when it comes to booking courses at our London Academy. So for many years, people have had to follow a journey where we've asked people to start with primary shapes and then continue with our different courses. So the next course after that would be primary mechanics, and then the course after that would be disconnection. But now we've actually changed that for our London Academy. And within our London Academy, you'll be able to pick and choose your courses as you want. So as well as doing cutting courses, we do also do colour courses, which is led by our colour team, which is Maddie and Evie, also based in London. So if anyone's interested in also doing colour courses, please just drop us a line.
So the colour courses dates for the rest of this year, we have a primary colour technique course, that's in May. We've got a foil work, it's in July, and then we have actually the same course, advanced colour. So it's a 2-day foil work and a 2-day advanced colour. They're both in July.
How often are you guys in the US?
Oh, quite a
Well,
lot.
last year we were there a lot, huh?
Yeah.
Quite a lot.
So we've got a schedule for the US that you can find on davinispro.com. And after the course, we can follow up and write in the comments, or maybe someone
Yeah.
here will.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, is anyone in the room who write that link?
Mary,
Thank
maybe?
you, Rach. Can I talk about other dates as well? So we have a primary mechanic course in June and September. How many people in this room doing the mechanics? One, just you, Meryl?
Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah, so 2 people from this course, and Dalby, sorry.
Yeah.
Brian doesn't know. So 3 people from this course are actually doing the mechanic course in London in June. So there's some people in this room. So there's Josh and Meryl. That be your 4th course? Third, and your 4th. So 4th course in 12 months.
Yeah.
So I mean, you get
Like
some kind of
fan
loyalty
points. Yeah.
T-shirt or something.
We had a question about do you always do this cut wet, or do you ever choose to cut it dry, and why or why not?
Okay. So, and who was that from?
I don't know.
You don't know.
I'll find it. Hold on.
Okay. So,
Lani asked.
Lani, thanks for the question. With regards to that, yes, you could do it, especially my external length. I could have done it on dry hair. I could have blow dried it all and put my external lengths in. The reason why I decided to put them in on wet hair is that Natasha, on the side where her ears are, they protrude a little bit, so the hair was jumping away from me, and I just felt a little bit more comfortable with the hair being wet, so it was just a little bit heavier, so in that way I could control the hair a little bit more through there. So I just wanted to talk about this area that I'm doing just here. Beforehand, when I was looking at my fixed analysis, it was a little bit weaker in this area here, so what I've decided to do, I'm just working with diagonal back sections which are closer to vertical, so I'm in more control of my vertical shape. And what I'm doing is I'm choosing a length that is, again, internally longer and then shorter externally. And what I wanted to do was just create something where a little bit interesting really, because I think Natalia's got really beautiful cheekbones. And obviously when we're cutting hair, we want to accentuate those areas. So what I want to do is something where she tucks her hair behind her ear, it will just peek out a little bit. So she has the option, she can cover it up when the hair goes over, or she can expose it by just tucking the hair behind her ear.
Can I just clear something up quickly?
Yeah, sure.
I think I've created some confusion with the colour course. Someone thinks it's a 12-month course. It's a 4-day course. I just want to clarify that before people start booking in for a 12-month colour course with Maddie. Which, of course, if they really want to, I'm sure it could be arranged.
So through here, again, you can see this cheekbone area right here. So I almost want to point a line direct to that area here. So I'm just going to take my scissors, I'm going to come from the cheekbone and I'm going to work up in this area, just using the tips of the scissors. So again, we're just almost creating a little line that points to that area. Once the hair is dry, I'm going to refine it. So at the minute, I'm just getting rid of length quickly. And just through there.
A chap called Samuel Mitchell wants to tell you that he really admires your approach.
Thank you very much. That's a very nice compliment.
That's nice to hear.
So again, just natural fall using the tips of the scissors. So again, it just opens up that area through there. So now just going to get rid of this area here. I'm just going to use the points of the scissors, just running across the top of the skin, being very careful. So I'm just stretching this area here. So this week the guys have been learning about their muscles. So I don't know whether I should throw out a question, ask what muscle this is that I'm stretching. But we have 3 muscles around the ear, which is the auricularis, anterior, superior, and posterior. So that's the movement, the muscles that help the movement around the ear. So then that way, the muscles that I'm stretching here are those 3 muscles through there. So again, as you can see, I mean, you'll see it better later on, when she tucks it behind her ear, she almost has that little something going on, but then she can actually drop that over and it gets covered up through there. So what I'm actually going to do now, I'm going to start to blow dry. Again, I'm going to be using Davines products to blow dry. So first of all, I'm going to just dampen a little bit with Dede, which I love. And then I'm going to be using a product which is designed by the International Creative Director for Davines, Angelo Seminara. It's Your Hair Assistant.
We gotta look at the label.
Yeah, of course. And it's the blow dry primer. It's a really nice product. So Natasha's hair is a little bit finer, so I didn't want a product that was too heavy. So this is quite light, but it will also give me some shine and also some control when I'm blow drying the hair. So just gently spray it into the hair, and I'm going to comb it through, and then I'm going to start to blow dry the hair.
Debbie in Ireland says she has an academy and she'd love to see us there. If you want to contact us directly, Debbie, I'm sure that can be arranged.
Of course.
Where would you like to talk about the colour?
So I'm going to start to blow dry. Let me run through quickly how I'm going to start my blow dry, and then we can talk about the colour while I'm blow drying the hair. So I'm going to be using our own branded brush, which is the Vest brush. The reason I'm using this brush is because it is a flat brush, but it's also almost like half a round brush in this area here, and it's quite soft. It's a ceramic Vest brush. So in that way, it's going to give me a little bit of a bevel in this area. I don't want it to be too flat. So I'm going to be using a wrap dry technique to blow dry the hair. So it's a quite powerful hair dry. So I'm going to be starting my blow drying in the area where I have the most amount of movement, and that area is going to be right here behind the ear here. The reason I'm starting my blow dry there is because if I start my blow dry on the opposite side, then this hair here is going to be drying in a way that I don't want it to dry. So in that way, if I start here, I can manipulate the hair how I want it to sit right now. So I'm going to start in this area, and maybe now we can introduce Delby about the colour, and maybe get her to talk about that a little bit. This is Delby, everyone.
Hi, everybody. So Natasha came in with level 7 hair, and we started out just trying to decide what would be the best tones for her skin, and I was definitely excited to use the new View line, which is over here. We have some swatches. We actually went through and held them all up to her skin. Our favorite was she wanted to go darker than a level 7, so we looked at 445. I, however, knew that this is a demi-permanent line, so it lasts pretty much up to 20 to 30 shampoos, depending on how often or what shampoo products, obviously using the Davines products. We put it to a full test. I colored her 2 weeks ago first, starting with, we actually went through with some highlights using Progress Century of Light, the new bleaching system that came out recently. And we foiled right around the hairline, starting with some pivoting sections, taking diagonal sections from the front of the hairline to the back, pivoting all the way up to a horizontal shape. On the other side, the same. And then through the center, I went ahead and divided it down the middle and pivoted from that very front hairline all the way to the middle. Knowing that these highlights are kind of covered up right now, because the next step after I tone the highlights with the View using 10 minutes at the bowl, we actually used the bowl, the Davines bowl, to mix the View, just because I just needed just a little bit. I actually used about 20 grams of View with 20 grams of 10 volume at the bowl, left it on for 10 minutes. Rinsed it, did not shampoo because I went through and blow dried her at that point and put 445 all over. Knowing that it would fade, I wanted those highlights to stay a beautiful 9-3. That was what we used at first. And then the 445 was to deepen the overall color. So today she came in. It was really pretty. I was excited to see what it looked like after 2 weeks of shampooing. And we went through and went ahead and just put 445 over it one more time, just to kind of give Graham a little more of a solid foundation to work with for his haircut. But I really loved working with the View. When I applied it from root to end, I actually used the new Davines Bravo. It was great. I ended up using about 60 grams of color and 60 grams of 10 volume. and I took it through with the bottle on the dry hair and worked it through in vertical sections and then went back through in horizontal sections to where the root was really saturated. And the way this product works, it's so awesome. It saturates very nicely.
Thanks, Dobby.
Thank you.
Okay, so Graham, someone's been asking about your wrap dry technique.
Yes.
Do you have any tips for the lovely people watching at home that we could give them if they're having trouble with understanding it or controlling the bend in the hair or anything like that?
Yeah. Can everyone hear me with the hair dry going? It's okay.
No, Daniela Marathi cannot hear you. Keep it closer.
Yeah.
Let me just turn down the speed. That's a bit better. So, with the wrap drying technique, we have a great way of understanding it, and we actually call it the clockwork technique. So, the clockwork technique is imagining, if you look down from the top, a clock face where you have 12 o'clock, you have 6 o'clock, you have 9 o'clock, and you have 3 o'clock. So today I started my wrap dry in probably around about 5 o'clock. And what I was doing,
Oh.
if I can
Still
show you.
having an issue with volume. Maybe we can recap after we finish.
So I'm just getting the hair really, really hot, and I'm just combing it down into its natural fall. And also, as I'm working, we're going to be here 2 hours. So, just pushing the hair and using the roundness of the head to almost to mold the hair.
So I've got another question for you, Graham.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
I think volume's an issue right now.
Oh, is it?
With the
What's the question?
The question is, so I'm an educator for another company.
Yeah.
I question the left to right technique. Could you explain that a little bit more for the people at home?
Question what left right technique?
I think. Pardon? Okay. Okay.
Left to right technique.
Yeah.
Funny whole thing. So now, sorry. So now I'm just coming through intention drying. Again, just getting the bevel on the hair. And just really focusing on how the hair is leaving the brush. So I'm making sure that the handle of the brush faces towards the mirror. So the hair is leaving the brush in a forward direction. So that way from done. So we're almost done with the blow dry.
What product did you blow dry with?
So the Your Hair Assistant, okay, the blow dry primer. Again, really focusing the heat on the ends. Making sure my root is straight. And just combing the hair down to the natural fall. Just that way for me. As I'm blow drying, I'm checking my haircut visually as well. Again, a great shine with the actual view colour as well. Okay.
Daniela says the colour is superb. You hear that, Darby? The
So-
colour is superb. So what have we missed?
So left to right.
Sonia says, I am an educator for another company. I question the left to right technique. I think she may be talking about method of working. Another system maybe?
So maybe she can get back to us just what she means about the left to right. Does she mean about the root movement, what we've been talking about? Or?
Lisa says the shine is amazeballs.
I love it. Right, so come in. So you can see I'm working towards a mirror in this area. What I'm doing, I'm just combing the hair down to the natural fall, and I'm now just going to be using a chipping technique to really focus and clean my line, my external length. So I'm just using the tips of the scissors to really focus on that. And visually, as much as I can, I'm trying to use the mirror.
How important is the mirror when you're working?
For me, my mirror is my best friend. You know, it's going to tell you if you're having a good day or a bad day. At the minute, the mirror's telling me I'm looking quite fat. So I'm not doing lots of
Don't blame the mirror.
exercise. No, but what I mean is the mirror never lies. The mirror is your best friend when it comes to actually, especially when you're cutting hair. Sorry, I'm just going to turn. Come through that way.
Okay, so she's replied. I question the cutting technique. Do you always work from the left side to the right side? That makes more sense.
No, I don't always do that. I think in this scenario, the reason why I approached that side first was because of my choice of length and because of the growth patterns in that way. But I don't always work in that way, no.
There's no such thing as always, is there?
There's not. I think if you do start using the word always, you're going to get bored. So, what I'm trying to do here is just find how the hair's sitting over the ear. You need to be really careful in this area. And I really want to just clean all of this up. So I'm going to come that way. Just comb my hair down to the natural fall. Again, I'm just using the points of the scissors to really refine this area. Obviously being careful of the ear in this area as well. And then again, just using the mirror as much as possible. So almost, I don't know if you can see, but as I'm cutting my scissors, how I pull back slightly, just to allow me, the hair stays straighter within the scissor. If you try and work too much like this, the hair moves with you. So by actually pulling back just slightly, the hair stays straighter to allow you to control your external length.
Sonia says thank you. Very informing video.
Thank you.
Couldn't agree more.
So what I'm going to do is now just really clean up this area here around the ear. I'm just going to comb that area down to the natural fall. So I think for me that works really well when you have that length behind the ear. When she tucks it there. I am just going to use the clipper just for speed. I'm just going to get rid of that.
Jodie has asked, do you use a concentrator when you blow dry, so a nozzle?
A nozzle. Sometimes, yes, I do. Thanks, Jodie. But in this scenario, I mean, you can see she's got lovely hair. It just needs to be wrap dried and a little bit of tension dry. And you do get a really lovely shine from it. I haven't used any irons or anything like that on the hair. So again, just using the points of the scissors. Again, visually checking.
Someone called Dalby would like to know, can you describe the different ways to refine a cut?
Of course, Dalby.
Oh, by the way, before we ask the question, if there are any more questions from people watching at home, don't be afraid to ask. If there's anything, there's no such thing as a stupid question. If there's something you're curious about or you can't quite work out in the salon, that's why we're here. So just ask anything that you're curious about or something that you can't quite get to work, and Graham will definitely answer it, won't you, Graham?
Absolutely. That's what we're here for.
So, back to Dalby. Can you describe the different ways to refine a cut?
Yeah, of course. So, different ways of refining the cut. So it's really how you're using your scissors and almost like the angle that you're using the scissors at. So first of all, I'm going to just get the hair sitting nicely over the ear. So I'm just going to comb the hair up and over, just through here, comb through there, and now I can see. So first one I'm going to be doing, it can be club cutting. So club cutting is just using the full scissor to get rid of length quickly. So this is club cutting. Then after that, I'm going to use a chipping. So it's where the scissor is coming in, pointing, using the tips of the scissor to really refine that area through there. So now I can see, I've done it through here, I just need to get rid of that length quickly. Keep working through, and here I'm club cutting again. And what is sometimes really nice, if you can stand in front of the mirror or stand on the opposite side of the mirror and actually use the mirror and refine this way, see visually seeing what you can do. Again, using your best friend, the mirror, just to visually check that through there.
So Kim in Australia,
Hi Kim.
she has said, your cutting approach is wonderful and essential for baseline master skills. Thank you from Tasmania.
Oh, thank you very much. That's a lovely comment.
That's a lovely comment. Thank you very much, Kim. Graham is trying his hardest. All Graham wants to do is make you happy.
Absolutely. That's all we ever want to do, right? That's all we want. So, now I'm just combing the hair down again to the natural fall. I'm just checking my external length, moving her head around. So this area here, I'm working the trapezius muscle. So again, just seeing how the hair falls and its natural fall. And again, just working that. My internal shape I'm really pleased with. I think it looks great. So, can you do that for me? Just quickly, I'm going to get rid of the hair at the nape. So again, I'm just quickly using the machine to get rid of that.
Bruno says, I love Al-Anon.
We love you too,
You
Bruno.
love you, Bruno.
But yeah, please, if anyone's interested in courses in America, worldwide, or coming to the London Academy, we do actually have 15 dates. It's our most amount of dates for the year. Places are getting booked up, but please get in contact. We also do bespoke courses as well. We do also one-to-one courses if you're interested in having time with an Al-Anon director. And we also do teacher training courses and collection courses as well. So it would be great to see anybody on one of the courses. So now I'm going to come to my final bit. I'm going to work through the top. So I've got this rectangular zone through here. For me, when I saw Natalia, she's got this amazing piece of length at the front that I didn't want to get rid of. I really love that feeling of having that length through there.
How important was the previous haircut to your decision making, Graham?
Great question. I think again it comes down to the fixed analysis, isn't it? We can only work on what's in front of us. And when I did see this length in the image, for me straight away I didn't want to get rid of it. It was a length that I wanted to keep. I think it really suits her.
Do you tend to work a certain way? So, for instance, do you prefer to have a feature?
As in like a face feature to work with?
Or a hair feature, something
hair
in the
feature.
haircut that's interesting?
Yeah, I think it's always nice to have a little bit of a feature going on. Like today when I've worked with the piece around the ear, I think that works really nice. So just quickly before I carry on, I'm just now choosing a length that goes from shorter to longer. Now the density in this area is a little bit weaker, so I do want to keep a lot of it. So from this point here, I'm just going to allow the hair to slide between my fingers so I can maintain that length through the front.
George in Greek George,
Yep.
he's asked, what is variable analysis?
What is variable analysis?
Yeah, I think maybe George should answer that question.
Is that
Thanks, George.
George?
So George is asking, so we have fixed analysis and variable analysis. So your fixed analysis are things that can't be changed. So things when the client comes in, which is previous haircut, hair color, hair growth patterns, hairline, areas like this. And your variable analysis is things that you can change. So it will be your starting point, your choice of length in certain areas. So basically, when you're creating your shape.
It's a tool to allow you to make the right decision.
Yeah. definitely. And I think fixed analysis is so important. So again, just with the tips of the scissors, allowing the hair to slide through, so in that way I can maintain that length through there. So once I've cut this final section, I'm just going to very quickly add some of the Your Hair Assistant blow dry primer, and then I'm going to quickly dry this through and then do a little bit more refining, and then we're done.
I've got quite a provocative question for you.
Okay,
You ready?
I'm ready.
So Smith LJ asks, who is your favourite, most inspirational hairdresser?
Oh,
You can't say me.
oh, well, that's what I was going to say. I guess I do have to be really, really honest when I answer this question. And for me, it has to be Johnny Othona and Pedronchenko. For me, they are definitely two people that inspire me to be the person I need to be. I love both aspects of their hair cutting, but I also love the team that I work with as well. That includes Sam, but obviously Kate, Jonathan, Maddie, Johan. We have an amazing group of people, and we all bring different things to the table. But in all honesty, I wouldn't be here without Johnny. You know, he was the man that gave me an opportunity. He was the man that saw something in me. And yeah, I wouldn't be here doing this now if it wasn't for him. So.
Graham, one question before you start the blow dryer. How do you decide on the amount of tension that you use?
Okay, great. So, is that from anyone or is
That's
that
from Angela Del Mar.
from Angela Del Mar?
It is.
Hello, Angela. We have one of your ladies. Where is she? Where is she? Zara. Oh, she's there. Yeah, wave. She works with Angela.
Hi.
So, when it comes down to tension and how much tension we're using, for me, it comes down to how much control I need within my haircut. So, like when I was cutting my actual external length earlier on, I didn't really need that much control, so I just combed it down to the natural fall and I cut it. Again, tension might change on different areas of the head, especially if the scalp is a little bit manipulative, if it stretches in certain areas, but it's really important to make sure you use the same amount of tension throughout. I hope that answers your question, Angela. I'm just going to...
I've just got something quickly to say.
Go on.
Lani says, nice shoes, Sam.
Nice
I
shoes,
just
Sam.
I just wanted to say thank you very much. I tried really hard.
So, I'm just going to wrap dry this. I still want to leave a little bit of movement in this front area. I don't want it to be poker straight. I quite like it with a little bit of a bend. So I'm just going to work this through.
Do you have a recommendation for the best volumizer for short hair?
Volumizer for
Yeah.
short hair.
I have pixie hair, that's how I wear it.
Okay. So she's talking about a wax or a styling
Are there any
product?
Davines products you'd recommend?
Probably the volume mousse.
Yep.
I think so.
All in one milk, maybe?
All in one milk, yeah.
Gina says hi.
Hi, Gina.
Hi, Gina.
Oh, yeah. So I'm just wrapping this through and just using a little bit of tension drying. You can see the density is a little bit weak, so I might just come through and just take a little bit more length off in that area. So just literally wrap drying that.
Angela says, thank you, Graham. I love what you guys are doing. I think that's nice.
She's having a great time, I hope. Yeah. So I'm just now just going to tension dry this area. So we should say maybe a quick thank you to our makeup artist. Where is he? Thank you very much for the makeup. He's done an amazing job. Again, just getting some shine onto that, really stretching the root.
Some people. Guys, just to let you know as well, if you like what you're watching, obviously you can book in with us in the academy, and we do international courses, obviously. But on our Facebook page, we actually have about 80 different demonstrations from various people that we work with. We did that about 2 years ago. We did one a week for 3 years.
It's actually starting again.
It's starting again, yeah, we're starting again. We've already done one. Johnny did one at in
The
Palma,
village.
in the village, about 2 weeks ago. There's tons of different techniques on there. If you want to watch them, there's a wealth of information, an embarrassment of information on there. So if you like what you see on this, feel free to watch those.
Yeah, and we're actually going to start again. I think the first one is going to be on Tuesday, the 2nd of April at 7 o'clock. And I think Johnny's hosting that one, so you'll be able to watch him doing a model. And then I think towards the end of April, it'll be myself and Maddie, and then myself and Sam actually. So Sam will be cutting hair and not just hosting. So now, I'm just coming through. I don't know if you knew that, but yeah.
Got another special compliment for Sam that's just come up.
I'm not saying that one.
So I'm just coming through and pointing into that just very softly, and I'm just making sure, I don't want to know, just making sure that my scissors are coming in parallel to the hair, so I'm not really removing length, I'm just really softening that area through there.
Oh, Phil from Liverpool says beautiful haircut. We'll be looking at the salon dates.
Great.
Aren't you a Liverpool fan?
I am a Liverpool
You are,
fan.
I think so.
Best team. Best team. Alright, so, and now just through here, I'm just going to visually connect this a little bit, so I'm just going to pick the hair up in this area here, and I'm just going to place my scissors just at the corner of my external length, and just with the scissors I'm just going to come straight down just to remove some of that length.
Just quickly, Linda didn't hear the recommendations for short pixie haircuts, so we recommended all-in-one milk, Diagonese all-in-one milk, which is in our salon. So we have a salon in London called Enna, and that is our best seller. It's everyone's favourite product. That's what I would recommend for a pixie haircut.
Yeah. So now just moving the hair round. You know, just don't be scared to move it, check it.
George wants to know why you've changed your comb.
So, good spot, George. I'm just using, I like when I'm refining the hair now just to basically use a wider tooth comb, so the comb just goes through the hair a lot easier, so it doesn't get stuck. But I think, yeah, it looks beautiful. This looks great. So, now I'm just going to apply some styling products. I'm just going to de-hair very quickly, and then we'll do a recap, and then we'll get Natasha to stand up, and then you can see Natasha in all of her glory. Well, literally not all of her glory.
Yeah.
Not in her
The night is
glory.
young.
Yeah.
Lavin says amazing, superb work. You're getting lots of love on here, Graham.
Really, oh, that's very nice. Thank you very
Beautiful
much.
haircut. Love the contrast you've left in the front of her face. Amazing, superb work.
Yeah.
I should say that more enthusiastically. Amazing, superb work. That's how it was spelled.
So look, as I've moved
Melissa.
the hair around, I don't know if you can see this. This piece of hair has just appeared from behind the ear. Look. Yeah? So if this was my final test, I would have failed. So just coming through and just removing that piece of hair there. Yeah, so it's always really important just to move that hair around, just so you can see.
Just very quickly, sorry. So Sophia says you're a great instructor.
Thank you very much.
And Diana says Johnny's my favourite haircut of all time.
Yeah. I'm just going to de-hair. We just use a very light hairspray, the medium hold hairspray, and then a little bit of oil, just to get a little bit of movement.
Can I get a shot of that?
Yeah, of course, sorry. Okay.
Thank you.
Maddie Grace says, I learned so much tonight as a new stylist. Thank you so much.
Pleasure. Thank you for tuning in. So now I'm just going to move the hair around. It doesn't need to be so static. You know, we do have some length. I think it's nice when the hair moves a little bit more. And really apply the product in all aspects of the hair. Just get it run through. I hate hair that's too static sometimes. I like hair that moves a little bit more. And then I'm just going to use my comb just to play around with the hair a little bit. Bring out areas that I want to see. Especially this little cheeky bit here, which I really love. Moving the hair around.
Bellissimo.
Yeah.
What would you say your trademark is?
Trademark?
Yeah.
Probably scissor over comb. I do quite like that. But so here I'm just using a little bit of the more inside hairspray just to get the hair moving. Have a little bit of hold, but not too much. I'm just going to tease this area a little bit using my fingers. Okay.
Your trademark, your shiny shoes apparently, says Josh.
With a red high heel.
Okay, so finished look. Let's just talk about my section quickly. So we started with a rectangular section through the top, through here, working with the side parting. I then started in the center back. I used a vertical section. My length was going shorter externally to longer internally. My horizontal lengths were building in length behind the ear. My direction of hair was just straight out, but my cutting by numbers, my movement of my section was back to the previous. So 2 moving to 1, 3 moving to 2, and the effect of that, the hair's getting longer. I work those sections to behind the ear. Once I go behind the ear, I work with vertical sections running towards the front hairline, so section 6, 7, 8, 9, all came back to section 5 behind the ear. And then, through the side here, we just worked with a diagonal back section, just choosing a length that just sat on the shape of the head, just a nice little bend, and then just working it from longer internally to shorter externally, and then just working with an external length that just points to her cheekbone, just bringing out the features. And then on the opposite side, again, same cutting by numbers, bringing everything back to behind the ear, putting in my external length, blow dry and refining, and then working shorter to longer on the top. And then just keep leaving that quite soft through there. But I think that's great.
It's great. If you'd like to know more about any of our courses, you can look at my Facebook page, you can look on our website, and if you look on our Instagram, there are plenty of live videos from this week. You can get a taste of how it feels to be on one of our courses. You can see all the information, see some of the lectures. There's plenty of things on there that you can see and just have a feel of what it's like to take an Al-Anon course. Okay?
So, thank you very much, everyone. Thank you for watching. I'm just going to get you stand up, but just keep your chin up for me. And then you can get a final look through there. Perfect. Thank you very much. It's been lovely, and hope to see you again soon. Thank you.